Happy National Vocations Awareness Week. As always, this week is a great opportunity to keep the question of vocation in the forefront of our minds. Please use it as an opportunity to encourage the young people in your life to consider a priestly or religious vocation, but also use it as an opportunity to remind them that everyone has a vocation. A friend recently texted me, "I need to introduce you to our son. Not sure he's vocation material, but you two could talk Star Trek all day long." I should have responded, "He may not be called to be a missionary of the precious blood, but he's got a vocation." Because everyone has a vocation. Vocation doesn't only mean priesthood or religious life. Every single person is made and called by God to a particular vocation in this life. I would invite you to use this week to raise awareness of that radical idea that everyone has a God-given vocation. You see, vocation is who you are called to be in the world, not just what you are called to do. To make this point clear, I often talk about Father Bill Stang, who in his 45 years as a missionary of the precious blood has served in parishes, been a college professor, a National Guard chaplain in Indiana, and most recently has served as a college campus chaplain. For most people, the work you do changes over time, but who you are, the vocation you are called to, remains the same. To be sure, the priesthood and religious life are two vocations that are important to the church, but so are marriage and single life. And every one of us is called by God to one of these four ways of living in the world. When we speak of vocation as a Catholic, these are the only four options, and each of us is called to holiness in one of these four states of life. And this means that everyone should prayerfully discern the vocation for which God has made them. I'd like to encourage you to make a point of not just highlighting priestly and religious vocations, but of highlighting that radical idea that everyone has a vocation. Remind the young people of your parish and your family that they have a vocation, and that the central task of their life is to discern their vocation. Awareness of the four vocations is, of course, essential, but most people have little to no sense of what it means to actually discern. I would urge us to discuss more frequently what it means to discern. I want to highlight four key elements of discernment: prayer, self-knowledge, seeking counsel, and taking action. Although this list is not comprehensive, it does cover some of the most essential elements of discernment. Please, of course, continue to talk with young people about the possibility of priestly or religious life, but also share with them stories of how you discerned your vocation. How did prayer play a part in your decision to get married or who you married? How did it guide you toward the single life? What was it that you knew about yourself that told you religious life was your calling? Maybe you had the benefit of a spiritual director, but maybe you didn't. Who did you go to for counsel and advice? What actions did you take before making a final decision that helped you to move your discernment forward? National Vocation Awareness Week is an opportunity to raise the question of vocations to the young people of our parish. Let's use it also as a time to invite them to actively discern where God is calling them. Talk about the tools and help them to understand how it is that they are called to do more than just stumble into one vocation or another by chance. They can actively and consciously discern the way of life that God has intended for them.